close to a dozen people ended up emailing me in a few days to say, here's a video I made, here's a link to where it used to be on YouTube, here's a screenshot of the takedown notice I got. I'm going to compile as much info as I can on PirateSoftware doing false claims to people.
Wow.
And then put it all on one big website, which I'll make.
The title of this clip is PirateSoftware banning a chatter who stated that one of his ferrets in the rescue died due to lack of mana. Oh, that is poor. It's probably a child. And he goes, probably. Right. So you're sat there waiting for a child's Twitch account to get banned because they trolled you. I mean, dude, does he not realise?
There's no real coming back from that either. Like, putting that kind of hate out into the world, like,
There's no coming back from that. There's no coming back from that, guys.
Weird that this ferret got some super rare cancer that makes them bleed from their sphincter.
Well, that dude, you're putting words in his mouth. Okay, let's. I'm sure if you're watching this segment live or on the inevitable edit that goes up, I'm fairly certain that you probably already know about the PirateSoftware stuff. One of the things that has become part of the discussion is what a sensitive little fucking loser PirateSoftware is. And I know from a little while ago there were claims that he'd used the YouTube reporting system, or his fans had used the YouTube reporting system, to try and get videos taken down that spoke about his past as a furry on Second Life called Mordavius Figtree. So this is like a kind of known detail about him that it's alleged, at least, that he uses YouTube tools to get down videos that he doesn't like that are criticizing him, or his audience does it, right? Now, card posting is a small lefty YouTuber who normally makes videos about dog whistling, and they sometimes dabble their toe in drama. And they made a video talking about PirateSoftware, and they then went on to make a follow-up video. And they said that they, they knew that PirateSoftware had seen their video, and they alluded to having some sort of evidence or proof to be able to back up the idea that PirateSoftware had struck his video, tried to strike his video down. Because basically he put up a short, which was the postal meme of someone asking someone to sign a petition. The person refuses, and the person with the petition pulls out a gun and shoots them in the head. And that was a short that card posting did, with Thor as the guy getting shot, and it got taken down under YouTube's TOS. So that's the kind of basic baseline of the situation here. So card posting has now released a video, and he's spoken about this situation more. I've skimmed through the timeline because I wanted to see if he provided any evidence, but I'm not sure if he has, or if this is just like another step of the plan, essentially. Like he's got this process that he wants to follow. So in any case, we're going to watch this and we're going to see what we think about it. We're going to farm PirateSoftware more for my own personal benefit. And then also we are going to draw some attention to, obviously, card posting, a smaller YouTuber potentially getting, someone that's much bigger trying to fuck with them. So let's have a little look at this video. And let's see what we think, guys. Let's get into it.
First things first, download this video right now.
Oh.
I mean it. Surely you've got some means to save a YouTube video at your disposal. Save your own copy of this one right now. The whole thing, decent quality too. Doesn't matter if you're bored at work and looking for something to watch on your lunch break, or you're a big React streamer live right now. Download this video. I say this because I know what this video is about, and more importantly, I know who it's about, and because of who it's about, I know there's a very real chance it's going to mysteriously disappear soon. Maybe...
I don't have the right tool to download it here. Why aren't you downloading it, Chud? I don't have the tool. I don't have it at hand. This AIDS-riddled man is making some points. He doesn't have AIDS. Guys, look, card posting is one of the good ones, okay? I like card posting. Can we just relax on the card posting hate a bit and let him say his piece?
Even before you're done watching it in full. So please, download it now, just in case. Then come back and watch it. Hopefully you've done that now, so let's get into it.
Sure.
You might know who I am and what I do here, but if not, it's not super important anyway. What you do hopefully know is who...
Bro, this guy, he is like a picture of humility, isn't he? You might not know who I am, but that doesn't matter anyway. I mean, it's it's like the opposite of how most content creators act when they got to come in and give the whole spiel and, you know, deeply. He just comes in and goes, "You might not know who I am, but that doesn't matter. Let's get into the actual fucking content."
Jason 4 Hall is 2.4 million sub YouTuber, streamer, software developer, who would really like you to think he's some sort of voice of authority about digital security and consumer rights and politics and animal welfare, all because of his 2 decades experience ostensibly developing but never actually publishing computer games. Lots of people, especially recently, have, I would say very correctly, been criticizing Hall for his outspoken opposition to the Stop Killing Games initiative and his very apparent narcissistic streak, and how he's been generally very dishonest in his interactions with other large content creators. Here's the thing though, being really hateable, really obnoxious, being a liar and a narcissist, and telling people you've been working on a game that realistically might never come out for 10 years, all these things aren't against the law. They're generally not even against the terms of service of the platforms, like YouTube, Hall primarily promotes himself on. But there's something he definitely does, and does a lot, which is expressly not allowed on this platform. Something which I realised we haven't really seen anyone bring up in the midst of all this Stop Killing Games stuff. Because, at the very least, on YouTube, falsely, maliciously, knowingly misusing reporting tools to get other people's content taken down is meant to be a very big no-no. It's something that, if you do repeatedly, is supposed to very well mean you yourself will be removed from the platform permanently. And I believe
all true so far.
Jason 4 Hall has a long history of doing exactly this, and has surely crossed any reasonable threshold of how much doing that should get someone removed from YouTube for the sake of other users.
Okay, I just want to throw something in here because I talked about it briefly the other day, but I didn't. I had like a bit limited information, really. Okay, but there's a YouTuber called the Op Block, and they got a video taken down due to community guidelines. I think they managed to get it reinstated, but it got taken down. And they sent me this kind of, these words, which hopefully shine some light on their perspective on it. On June 11th, we first covered PirateSoftware's insane furry ERP leaks. Fast forward to June 27th, we released a standalone version of the ERP reading with edits for advertisers. We tested the video multiple times in draft versions to ensure that it would not be flagged and meet YouTube guidelines. I can't read. It is out for 24 hours and it gets hit with a community guideline violation and places a warning on the channel. We disputed it successfully on June 29th. While it can be both an automated and manual report, I found it interesting that the live stream containing it uncensored for advertisers never received the same issue. Unfortunately, it is mostly conjecture that it could have been manually flagged, but I did find it interesting regardless of the video that went through multiple revisions, got the violation, and the uncensored stream was untouched outside a limited ad rev. And they sent me through their screenshots to prove that they did get the community guidelines violation here. So it's really tricky because my guess, if it's happening, is there's some sort of discrete chat or Discord thing that's happening under, because we have seen him post links to videos, and it could just be people going off the back of videos being posted and doing it. And it could just be that he's got a large motivated audience and fan base. It's quite tricky unless you've got explicit proof of them saying it in a Discord or something like that to really pin someone with this. But there are multiple examples of this that I'm sure that card posting is going to go into. I'm just not sure if card posting was aware of this one. and it was going to be in the video or not. But this is like another one for the pile where a video has, you know, received this community guidelines violation, which presumably off the back of some reporting, you know, in at least somewhat suspicious circumstances. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're reading messages of a sexual nature, that could be difficult to get up on YouTube because they got this policy about reading sex and stuff. Like if you read sexts at length for like repeatedly, it can mean that you get a video taken down. So it's one of those where it's like, it could be like it's a legit issue. Someone's maybe reported it, it's been looked at, someone's made a snap decision, and then they changed their mind later and put it back up. There's just a few examples of this now. A few examples of these videos, particularly from smaller creators. It always tends to be smaller creators that get hit with this. And the video disappears with some sort of community guidelines violation. You know, I can think of at least 3 or 4 examples of this. So, in any case, they managed to get it back up, but difficult to say. Gives me some level of suspicion that maybe Thor is doing something like this. The main issue is, you know, he's quite certain about it. So it makes me think, has Carl Posting got something? Has he got some sort of information that I haven't seen? Weren't you under fire in the same way? No, I don't think so. I don't think we've had any PirateSoftware stuff go down because of this, I don't think. But yeah, anyway, let's see what he's got to say.
I want to address specifically in this video. I'm going to try and keep this as short as I can today, but this one video isn't likely the only thing I'll be doing about the problem of Jason Thorhall's history of report button abuse.
There's more!
And if you bear with me for just a little bit here, I'll also explain what I mean by that, and why this video is going
to... No, Morgpie didn't... What Morgpie did is her management company filed a DMCA against my video, and I know that obviously people discuss and talk about like React content or whatever. My video was unquestionably fair use because I watched a portion of her VOD. I watched a portion of her VOD where she talked about the topic that I was covering. And it was like a few hour VOD, and I watched a 20 or 30 minute segment, I think, or something like that. And then also obviously provided transformative commentary. So I think it was just the management company, like seeing that her content was being used and just sending out a strike. So yeah, that's what Morpie did. Still bad, I think, but like not. It's like that was a product of a management company being overzealous, and I think Morgpie individually wanting a video to be taken down and therefore striking it. You know, and it happens all the time with big YouTubers where all these videos that I think often are fair use, but they've got a clip of the YouTuber or whoever, and it gets taken down.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Anybody else seeing Joaquin Phoenix with cancer? This guy is uncanny.
Thank you for the super chat. Is the cheating on his wife with a heartband back a thing part of this or separate? Oh, you're talking about the furry leaks? I covered those already months ago, like last month, I think. There's already a segment of that up on the channel. Yeah, if you've just watched Kino's coverage of it, I covered it a while ago. Because I'm on anything PirateSoftware related, like white on rice.
It is. So, I've been planning to make this video for about a week now. Ever since I got wind of the fact Hall tried to take down another video I did called You Should Hate PirateSoftware. And ever since he did successfully get a YouTube short of mine, parodying him with the game Postal 2 taken down, I would argue falsely, with a report filed for targeted harassment. I was going to make a video showing off how he coordinates his most loyal fans through platforms like Discord to mass flag any videos he doesn't like. How he almost certainly seems to obsessively name search himself based off of how he must have found my small YouTube page in the first place, and I was going to show off the report I got emailed from YouTube confirming they would not be letting that short of mine stay up. Then I put a post out on my YouTube community tab asking if anyone else had any similar experiences with Hall, and if they did, would they mind emailing me their stories, evidence, etc. maybe so I could platform those stories. And I actually ended up getting a lot, many of which all fit the same basic pattern. Close to a dozen people ended up emailing me in a few days to say, here's a video I made, here's a link to where it used to be on YouTube, here's a screenshot of the takedown notice I got, and I did my best to confirm all this was legit and it all checked out as far as I could tell.
Oh, dude. A dozen. I know of 3 or 4 just off the top of my head. But there could be as many as a dozen people. Well, the thing is, from PirateSoftware's perspective, is that this is... Look at Card's previous video before and tell me he isn't... I'm pretty sure he is a self-professed autist, okay? Oh, also, look... Obviously, we've had a lot of people come through the door, which I appreciate again. Okay, very much appreciate the people that are watching, right? I'm not likely to change the way that I talk or the way that I am off the back of comments that you make, okay? There's people that don't like certain words that I use, which is fair enough. If you don't like the way I talk and I say certain bad words that you don't like, fair enough. But I'm just putting out there that I will not be changing and I'll be continuing to talk in the way that I talk, okay? So either you need to, watch the content that you enjoy of mine and just ignore it, or not, I don't know. But obviously I can't, I can't just get like a big burst of subscribers come through and suddenly be like, oh, I'm going to change how I talk and not say certain words to placate the new viewers. I can't do that, okay? Retard is still A-okay as far as I'm concerned, yes. Well, no, I just, the real issue I've got with like the retard thing is that if you want to argue that retard isn't acceptable, there's a whole bunch of other words you need to give up too. Because idiot, moron, lame, even lame is one, are all terms that have previously been medicalized, that have obviously lost their medicalization flavor off the back of, years of it being used for other purposes. Dumb, yeah, exactly. So I just don't really find it particularly compelling, the idea that, like, oh, you can't use that one, when it's like, well, there's a bunch of other words that also I wouldn't be able to then use by that logic, and I don't really care that much about it anyway. Aluminium. Bottle of water. So, I'm not trying to even be harsh about it. I'm not even trying to be rude. I'm just saying, like, if you're expecting that your comment asking me to not use certain words is going to be like, oh, yeah, I'll take that. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Unfortunately, I'm going to be continuing. In fact, if anything, I'm going to get worse, to be honest.
A lot of people even sent me Google Drive links and such, showing me the videos they made months and months ago. And none of them seem like serious harassment or copyright infringement to me. But that's what they're all getting struck for. If they used clips of Hall at all, even like 20 seconds out of a live stream of his, they got copyright struck. If they made fun of Hall at all,
copyright
they
strikes
taken down for harassment. And typically, these YouTube channels would be ones that had made like a couple videos before and would often have maybe a few hundred subscribers, often even less.
Yes.
People showed me screenshots of their YouTube studio panel and would explain, hey, I never made a video before, but I did one on PirateSoftware and it got a few thousand views and the next day it was gone. Or, hey, I have 8 subscribers and did a YouTube poop edit of the Roach Out World of Warcraft thing and got insta-nuked off the platform for it. That sort of thing. So I figured the people...
Well, the thing is as well, is we know that he's got a propensity to misuse DMCA because he did it with private parts. He obviously filed, it was unquestionably, without doubt, an illegitimate DMCA. It was 100% factually an illegitimate DMCA. Because the thing that he was DMCA, basically, private parts put out a Reddit post and used voice clips of Jason Thor for his game Idle Streaming Bonanza in order to mock PirateSoftware. And he put a Reddit post out of a developer build, sort of like with a clip of it. And PirateSoftware saw this and he filed a DMCA strike against the game on Steam, but it wasn't on the build on Steam. It was a developer build. So, it's like, obviously he lashed out and then did something that's actually, I mean, I don't know what the right terminology is. I just use the word illegitimate. I don't know if illegal is the right term exactly, but it is illegitimate because one of the big parts of copyright in the US is you're supposed to consider fair use. There's precedent that's been set that you must consider fair use before filing a DMCA. So he didn't even do that in the first instance. And further to that, it's even worse because the thing that he was claiming was breaching his copyright wasn't even in the thing that he filed a DMCA claim against. So it's like a step beyond that where you obviously can't do that, right? Like if someone put out a fucking comment and said, oh, I've included 20 minutes of Lord of the Rings in my YouTube video, the company wouldn't be able to just go and strike the video blindly. They'd have to check it was in there before they actually file the DMCA. So, in any case, you know, it was obvious as well. It was also very obvious, beyond any of that, PirateSoftware didn't care about his copyright being breached. He cared about being made fun of. And he wanted to use the DMCA as a tool to take down something that was making fun of him. And then he was going on about filing, you know, a suit against private parts and taking him to court and all this shit. Unfortunately, a good guy lawyer called Mario offered to work pro bono for private parts and sent a letter which basically got it all squashed and got it all squared away. New stream title, full uncut new Superman movie, join now. Yes. Well, the problem is it wasn't on YouTube, it was on Steam, so YouTube wouldn't moderate that. I mean, obviously it's a terrible thing to do, and it was obviously, you know, putting pressure on a small developer and stuff, but, you know, there's not much that YouTube can do about that exact thing. But if what Car Posting is saying, I'm just pointing out that he has got a propensity for misusing DMCA. I'm already partway there to believing he could do it in other cases, and if there are legitimate examples of smaller channels getting struck for using clips, well, you know, if that at least shows some level of, okay, well, that could well be PirateSoftware doing that, and all we need is something more conclusive to really, you know, put the nail in the coffin, so to speak.
He contacted me directly wouldn't be the only people this has happened to, surely. So I went digging, and I found a lot more people online basically reporting that this had happened to them too. That they'd covered Jason Thorhall or PirateSoftware in some negative capacity, and shortly thereafter been hit with a takedown notice. There's a really huge amount of those stories out there, actually. Now, I haven't been able to vet all of them yet myself, as you might expect. But, based on what I've seen myself at this point, I will say I think they are, by and large, all perfectly believable, frankly. Now, the main reason I'm making this video right now is because I've already mentioned that I'd be doing something about Hall since he tried to strike me. Well, I wanted to keep my word on that, and I didn't want people to be kept waiting in the dark forever. You'll notice that I haven't included footage of the man himself in this video. That's primarily because I suspect if I had any at all, he'd be getting his drones to swarm that report button already. Which sort of illustrates a key problem here. How do you critique someone with thousands of times a larger audience than you on a platform where they weaponize that audience? Well, that got me thinking.
Yes, Bo. I know all about that. I know all about that. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. But yeah, no, it does become tricky to, you know, and I mean, there's some people who it gets to a point where you're just like, well, there's no point watching their content on stream because of the chances that they're going to strike you, and that just obviously fucks your channel up. But the thing is with PirateSoftware is I don't think he'll do it to a channel of a big enough size. Like, I think in his head, he's of the perspective, I'm pretty sure, that he can just squash a small channel, and so he's done it, you know, allegedly with small channels he's done it. But with bigger channels, he tends to not bother because I think he recognises that will cause too much of a stink, too much attention, and that then causes blowback for him. And all of the examples that I'm aware of have been very small, like less than 10k sub channels that have been hit by this. So if card posting has got stuff and he's just doing a kind of drip feed procedure, I'm all for it. If only because then we get more pirate software content that we can milk. But obviously I'm an evidence guy. I like a bit of evidence. I'm going to wait before passing full judgment, but I do think that card posting makes a compelling case here just based on what I know about the guy. But I will not conclude until I can see something conclusive of, yep, here he is, calling for it, doing it, whatever it is.
And now I'm going to be working on a new side project for a bit. I'm going to compile as much info as I can on PirateSoftware doing false claims to people, verify it all to the best of my abilities.
Wow.
And then put it all on one big website, which I'll make.
Oh.
I've made websites before. I know the process of getting them hosted online. And even, I mean, my day job as a historical researcher is essentially putting together big binders full of info on any given topic, so that should help. I feel I can do this properly. I think Jason Thor Hall has a history of abusing YouTube's reporting systems, both automated and otherwise, to silence people who hurt his ego. I think if you laid out all the evidence he does this in one place, you'd have more than enough to demonstrate he blatantly transgresses the rules of this website to such an extent that, if it were known, he himself would be banned. Therefore, I will compile all of that evidence, and I'll let you know when that website is ready. Until then, goodbye for now, and have a lovely day.
Bro, I'm blown away, dude. He's going to do a website. I was not expecting that. I was expecting him to show something in this video, but instead he's taken a step back to go and look at all the information and compile a website. Don't fuck with card posting. That's what you can learn from this. Do not make card posting your enemy, because he will engage in absolutely insane weaponized autism against you. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, you know, when it comes out, I will of course be covering it, dude. Of course, I'll have to cover that. Total roach squashing. I've known of multiple people who got the video struck by him. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's wait and see. You mess with the cards, you get the horns. Dude, I'm very excited for this. I think this is going to be great. Anyway, guys, there we go. That is card posting's video and card posting's plan. So we will wait with bated breath. We will wait on the edge of our seats for more to come out about this. This is another clip that got posted to LSF recently. I don't know if I've seen it already or not, if it's an older clip. But let's take a little look at this. PirateSoftware theme palette cleanser. Wow, I'm excited.
Myself. Yeah, that guy's a fucking piece of shit. Shouldn't have done that on your main. Yeah, that one's reported to Twitch.
What? Dude, that is so pathetic, man. Reporting them to Twitch. Just ban them from your chat, dude. Just ban them from your chat. What does it matter? I mean, it's not like he can go and say the same thing to someone else. They're not going to care about ferrets, are they?
One sec. Okay.
Chud lied. No software to boost volume. Private parts, I installed it. You fucking, what you on about, you moron? I bloody installed it. There, you saw it. I did it on stream. I did not lie. I did not lie.
Reported? I want to wait to see how long it takes to clip that one myself. Yeah, that guy's a fucking piece of shit.
So you don't hear the comment? In case you can't see for whatever reason, the title of this clip is PirateSoftware banning a chatter who stated that one of his ferrets in the rescue died due to lack of mana. Oh, that is poor. That's in poor taste, isn't it? That's atrocious. I can't believe someone would say something like that. That's just disgusting. Oh, what sort of sick individual would make such a crazy, disgusting joke like that? Honestly. And just for those of you that don't understand the reference, when PirateSoftware was roaching in World of Warcraft, one of the things he said was, "I'm out of mana. What do you want me to do for you?" or something like that. And that's obviously a reference to that. He's obviously talking about a ferret having died, and someone in the chat said it's due to lack of mana. Oh, I certainly would not do that. That's horrible. What did you do to the ferret? I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that, guys.
Shouldn't have done that on your main. Yeah, that one's reported to Twitch. One sec. Who got reported? Want to wait to see how long it takes Twitch to ban this person permanently. Yeah, I reported already, Jake. Give me a moment.
So he's lit, dude. Not only is he pathetically reporting it to Twitch to get the account banned, he's also sat there waiting to see if... Dude, this guy's so... What a pathetic loser. And then, also, the other thing as well, I've just been notified of this too. So, not only did he sit there and do this, whatever this clip is from, in a very pathetic fashion...
Wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Did you hear about the Jason video from Fearful Tears? Jason has some interesting past relationship drama.
Thank you for... Dude, I'm seeing and hearing a bit about that now. I've not got that. Yeah, listen. That Fearful Tears video is like an hour long, okay? I definitely won't be able to get to that today. But I'm seeing a post that is talking about him apparently having some sort of like relationship issue or something, dude. I don't know. I'll look into it, okay? We might have to save that for later this week. We might have to spread this out a bit because it seems like there's all these new side dramas that are popping up now. So this is how he responded in his Discord. So this is the clip we're watching now. They're still at it, eh? Christ, you just sit in their brains, man. Look how many insane comments this has. Well, the thing is like, obviously, like, Livestream Fails is going to be concerned as, like, a community about a streamer not only reporting someone to Twitch to get them banned for, like, admittedly a shitty comment. It's something that's going to, you know, that's going to bother them. People are going to be, like, frustrated with that because it's like, why would a streamer do that? That's such a pathetic thing to do. Just literally ban them from your chat and move on, you know? It's like this desire. It's like Jason has got this desire to, like, punish people that wrong him. It's not enough to just report it and move on. Like, I mean, I wouldn't even report that sort of comment. I'd just, you know, ban them and move on and whatever. Even if you report them, he needs to know that they've been punished because he wants to see someone punished in this way. Also, another good point as well. You just sit in their brains. Pirate, dead ass stream for 2 minutes every time some random shit makes a comment. Yes.
I got reported for what? We'll find out how long it takes for them to get banned permanently from Twitch. I'll let you know.
Dude.
Why do people do this dumb? Yeah.
Wow, I wonder why Livestream Fails, which talks about streamer drama, has got some, you know, opinions that this isn't good. Dude, people are absolutely railing on him in the replies, dude. It's crazy. Oh my god. There are a lot of crazy comments here, I must say. Yeah, this is wretched. This is totally wretched, man.
Ridiculous ass shit. There we go. Must be bad then? Yeah. It's just disgusting, hateful behavior. And it crosses a line. It crosses a line that, I think is outrageous, to be honest with you.
Okay, that's wonderful.
There's like very
But how
few
do I
things that I
make
would say.
money
Right,
Like,
off
can we
depressed people?
fucking hell,
Do you
dude?
think PirateSoftware's ex left him before or after the ferret rescue? What if she left because Jason did something to the ferrets?
Okay. I disavow, but thank you very much for the tip. Appreciate it. Like, can we like calm down a bit with this? It's a shitty comment to make, okay? But it's not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things, is it? It's a shitty comment, dude. That's all it is. God, he's acting like someone's posted his full government name and address and said they're going to come tomorrow to get him or something. Like, relax, dude. It's not that fucking big a deal. Don't forget as well, guys. This is the guy that grew up on 4chan.
Okay, that's
Don't
wonderful.
forget,
But how
Mr.
do I make
4chan.
money off depressed people?
More people need to see the clip of him saying he used to be an epic 4chan troll.
Yeah.
But this is too far.
I mean, obviously, we've done that a lot on this stream. But yes, there are multiple clips of him. You can go and see it in the other coverage I've done. There's multiple clips of him saying that he grew up on 4chan and a lot of stuff on the internet doesn't faze him. But yet, here he is, desperately trying to get someone banned for saying one of his ferrets died due to lack of mana, referencing a drama that he was involved in. Literally just pathetic behaviour that totally undermines this idea that he's some giga chad that can take anything on the internet. Yeah, you can't troll me, dude. Yeah, he acts like he's untrollable, and then he sits there, you know, ruining his stream, desperately waiting for someone to get banned for leaving a troll comment. So pathetic.
like cross the line, like go after me, be rude. I don't give a shit. What do they say? They said that Ghost died of So they're trying to mix the World of Warcraft drama shit and say that one of the ferrets that died at our rescue because she died of a very rare cancer.
Well, hang on a sec. The ferret's dead. The ferret's dead anyway. Well, two things. One, the ferret is dead. And two, a ferret can't read or hear or understand human language anyway. Maybe they can understand to some level, like if you've got a treat in your hand or something. Well, if it's PirateSoftware, we know he'd probably have something else in his hand trying to gesture one of the ferrets over. But in any case, the ferret's not going to understand it anyway. So you're acting like, oh, will come after me and not... No, it's a ferret. They're not going to fucking know one way or another, are they? The point of the comment is to get under your skin. It is coming at you because you're the person that's going to get and has gotten upset by it, not the fucking dead ferret. Are you serious? So stupid, dude. Acting like, well, I can take it. Well, no, this is you getting upset by it because the ferret can neither understand because it's a ferret and it's also passed away tragically, very sadly. But it's just stupid. Like, you're the person that's getting upset by this. You're the person getting trolled.
Died of being out of mana because they're a fucking awful human being. It's disgusting.
They're so
It's like
bad,
actually
dude.
disgusting. So yeah, they shouldn't be on this platform. And Twitch, you should clean that shit up. Like straight up.
They shouldn't be on the platform for what? For that? They just like, dude, what the fuck, bro? It ain't that deep. It ain't that fucking deep, dude. What do you mean they shouldn't be on the platform? For a crass, horrible, mean comment like that. Fuck off, dude.
That is why we ban people in this chat.
He brought it up as well. He brought it up too. Bro, this is probably some burner account, isn't it? He's acting... Oh, you posted that on main? Dude, what a fucking loser, man. Also, another thing to bear in mind as well, this got auto-moderated. So it didn't even appear in the chat. It didn't even get published in his chat. It got auto-moderated, he saw it, reported the account to Twitch. Bro, this is so wretched, man. Pathetic. And then he shows it as well, and it didn't even get publicised. He's
Actually,
also, yeah, the other thing to bear in mind with this is they've had to block the term which means out of mana. The reason they've had to block that is because so many people were just going and posting in his chat to fuck with him because of the World of Warcraft drama. Oh, what a loser. Every angle you slice it, this guy's a fucking loser, man.
disgusting human being. You're actually garbage. Disgusting.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Twitch sucks anyway. They've plastered unskippable 30-second ads in streams since they started doing ads. Shit platform.
Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, also, I mean, I don't, I'm not like, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to go and fucking troll someone, like, that is obviously on a fucking knife's edge because they're a total loser, then you're kind of, you it's like you kind of get what you put out, if you know what I mean. I'm not sat here crying tears for the guy's lost Twitch account or whatever. It's all about the way that PirateSoftware is handling it and dealing with it. And it just seems so unreasonable to have an expectation that someone's Twitch account ought to get taken down purely off the back of them leaving a fucking crass trolling comment, It's just pathetic. It's the most pathetic, wretched behaviour, man.
It's probably a child. Probably.
It's probably a child. And he goes, probably. Right. So you're sat there waiting for a child's Twitch account to get banned because they trolled you. I mean, dude, does he not realise how fucking he's getting mocked by a child? Just sat there waiting for the child. I've got to make sure this child gets owned. It makes it worse. It makes it worse. Why are you saying that?
A little much because of a bad joke? It's not a bad joke. Like, they're doing that specifically because it's fucked up, dude. To mock the death of an animal, especially one that died in such a horrible way. Like, she got a super rare cancer, and she died within 2 weeks. And there wasn't anything we could do. It was awful, man. And to try and use that as a jab because you don't like someone on the internet, like, you're a fucking awful human being. There's no real coming back from that either. Like, putting that kind of hate out into the world, like,
There's no coming back from that. There's no coming back from that, guys. Lock this fucker up and throw away the key. No rehabilitation for this guy. Bro, I hate this. I hate this mentality. This is like the total pussified mentality when it comes to, like, trolling on the internet, right? I'm not talking about swatting or doxing or anything too fucking extreme like that. What I'm talking about is the idea that people are, like, fundamentally evil because they want to come on the internet and blow off steam by trolling people. They're probably just like a regular person, wow. Regular's maybe pushing it a bit, but, they're just like, they're likely just an unremarkable person who just works a normal job that likes to come on the internet to fuck around and blow off steam. Like, so what? You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking loads of people like that. Let them have their fun. Let them have their laugh. Why are you acting like there's some irredeemable evil person tantamount to, like, fucking, like the idea they're irredeemable, putting this hate onto the internet when it's like just in the grand scheme of things, a fairly mild trolling comment, A
level where you are broken as a human being, where you think that that's acceptable.
What?
And if anyone thinks that's
isn't
acceptable
it?
in the community, we'll just remove them because that's disgusting.
God, it's so excessive, man. It's so fucking excessive. It's not that
Okay, that's
deep,
wonderful.
bro.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Weird that this ferret got some super rare cancer that makes them bleed from their sphincter.
Well, dude, you're putting words in his mouth. Okay, let's just calm down a little bit. Okay, I disavow. But thank you very much for the super chat. I mean, yeah, I feel like it's obvious that, like, that would be like such a nothing comment on 4chan. It's just so ridiculous the way he spun that up into some sort of giga hatred or something. Okay, what? I'll chuck this in here as well while we're at it, okay? Because why not? This is still the palate cleanser, by the way. Jason Hall cheated on his wife with heartbound backer. What?
Is using deceitful and manipulative language to coerce
Oh.
Lyric into an exclusive relationship.
Oh, I've already seen this. This is what I thought it was. Why are you guys linking me this? I've already covered this. Yes, I spoke about this at length in other content. I've done fucking coverage of this already, dude. This is a month old news. We've already done it.
because while this entire relationship was happening, PirateSoftware had a secret wife. On October 26th,
Okay, that's wonderful.
2018,
But how do I make
Lyric and Jason
money
both
off
arrived at
depressed
TwitchCon.
people?
Chud,
They hung out.
The attic lighting does wonders for your hairline. BTW, when is ChudCon 2025?
Come around my new house when I get it in a few months, and we'll do it there. Thank you very much for the super chats.
During the day, and that night, Lyric guided Jason to his hotel room, where Lyric claims they had sex during the 30-ish minutes Jason was there. Jason was rooming with Shay, one of his co-developers in Heartbound, and said that he wouldn't have a lot of time to do anything and had to break away to see Lyric. The next day, Lyric says he was walking around with Shay, and Jason was in his hotel room feeling sick. During this time, Lyric claims he overheard Shay mentioning Jason's wife. So, to verify this, there are genuine court records that Lyric found I verified actually did exist of Jason Hall being married. These records indicate marriage in late 2015 and a filing for divorce in early 2020.
Okay, that's
They
wonderful.
separated in
But how
February
do
of
I make
2019.
money off
So,
depressed people?
100% confidence,
Dog
we can say
really hurts
Jason
you
was
if you're
actually
trying to lecture an audience.
married and not separated.
Thank you, Smoky Guru, for the $5. Yeah, obviously this is what I've covered already. But that's okay, it's fine. I'll just chuck it in here as part of the palette cleanser. But yeah, I mean, I might well watch this video, man, but it's like an hour. That's something where I'd probably need to put it on if I was doing like a normal stream. Because I could easily talk about that for 2 hours plus. Or could I? I mean, some of this stuff is going to get to a point where it's all the stuff we already know. So...